Hello and welcome back to the channel. On the last video, I took a Jodo kata and reproduced it, and someone wrote to me and said, hey, that's not the form or the technique that we're used to as far as correct technique goes. So out of respect, what I wanted to do is I wanted to reproduce somebody that was considered one of the top echelons in the Jodo community. Reproducing this video was a lot more difficult because his technique was spot on. His timing, everything about his movement was spot on. It's very difficult to pick up all of that information. So what I had to do is I had to, A, look at the technique because I'd never trained in this style before, so I had to look at it technically. And then after I looked at it technically, I had to see the distance. What's the distance between the two? The timing between the two, because the timing was the most difficult to reproduce. And then the energy going back and forth through their body. We had to practice this a few times because, like I said, I've never done this before. So we spent about an hour and a half practicing this to get it down for the video. So the two most difficult things to reproduce, aside from the timing was absolutely the hardest thing to reproduce, but when coming back into this position, I was wanting to come back to this position. So it was really hard to come back to this position. And also at the beginning, to dip before we started, that was hard for me to do. And also in the cut to come down like this, I was wanting to drop all my power down in there. So again, I was just reproducing the shell of the kata. I don't understand anything about that art, and it would take me 20 or 30 years of truly training that art to develop the insights and the inner wisdom of that kata. So again, I want to reiterate that you can't learn this stuff online. You can't just reproduce a kata and say you're studying a style. You really need a good, highly qualified teacher, and you need a good art like Shinto Muso-ryu Jodo. This video has really stimulated 3 videos down the line. What I want to do is a video where I compare the difference between kata, technique, and skill, because as a martial artist, if you can break those down and understand how they're all separate, you can learn the martial arts a lot quicker and a lot more efficiently. Also, I've said on here, find a good qualified teacher to learn these Koryu arts or these older arts from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down how to find a good teacher. First, I'm going to do it for a beginner teacher, somebody, maybe through black belt or what a younger person would look for in a martial art. And then I'm going to do something, if you want to train this for a lifetime, what are good qualities that you want to look for in a senior skilled martial artist that can teach you a Koryu art that, you're going to study it for about, 30, 40 years to really get a hang of it. Overall, what I'm really trying to show in this video is that if you capture the skills in one martial art, you can transfer those over to another martial art and get close to reproducing a technique. This video was very difficult to reproduce because not only do I have to do my timing correctly, but my partner has to learn and do their timing correctly. One of the most difficult parts of mimicking this is my body wants to do it my way, and I had to modify as much as I could to try to mimic exactly what I saw in the video. So this was really a good exercise for me because to watch somebody else's movement and capture their technique, their distance, their timing, their posture, their energy through their body is very difficult. And then to be able to grab that and take that feeling myself and reproduce that feeling to match that kata is very, very difficult. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel.